Hey everybody! Welcome to Tavern Talk.
Hello.
I'm Chris.
Hello.
We got Bob, Pete, and Renee, and all members of the cast of Tavern Knights, our live play D&D game that we do every other Friday, including this coming Friday.
Yes, cannot wait.
Russ is
Chris and I
normally
were
here with
talking
us.
about
He
it
can't
at
make it
dinner
tonight. I'm sorry. What was that, Renee?
We were talking about it at dinner tonight.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to this week. So I think it's going to be a good time. I don't know how close you guys are to actually finishing this section, but or even finding what you need, what you're looking for.
Well,
Which
if you
one?
stop breaking the wizard,
Yes, the wizard got broken.
We'll get into that.
he's at least unbroken now.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, so we play every other week. We're playing this coming Friday. This will actually be our 37th episode on stream.
Yeah, but according to my records,
46
really?
session
Like,
overall.
Really, I must have had the numbers off. Then I have it like 48.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong page. 48.
It is 48.
It'll be 48 this Sunday. I'm sorry,
that's what I
Friday.
thought.
Friday.
So,
Yeah, we've been playing for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
2.5. Yes.
Yeah, 2.5 years. We've had the campaign going now. Bob is a newer addition to the group, and what I really love though
But about 5-6 months in right now.
Yeah,
Isn't that right, Bob?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
That was around
But-
October.
Been close to 6 months already?
October, November, I thought, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even
So-
earlier
so-
than that, actually. It was when I was in Disney. You guys
Oh,
first started, so that was September last year. Even
okay, so
you
that would be
more
about
than
6 months.
Yeah,
But what I love about Bob's character, and this fits so well with the whole theme of having new players and experienced players, is that Bob's
that's
character
like
came in
Snake.
as the grizzled adventurer,
Yes.
and
Ah.
and I like that he's been out there 40 years.
Yep. You learn patience.
Whereas we're all like the young, dumb adventurers. It's frankly for all of us, it's our first real adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. But like a lot of your comments, Bob, especially with your interactions with Rich's character Octavian, where like he may ask, a pretty basic type question, and you're like, are you kidding? Like you
September
don't.
24th.
Okay.
Grimbolt. Dark red skin, rusty skin, left eye haze, right and pale gray. Yeah, those are my first initial notes about Grimbolt. And then we immediately went into the sewer where we drew a map.
That's right.
Wait. There's no note in there about a bear? That you didn't see a bear?
That came later. No, I didn't see the bear initially. Go see the captain about Grimbolt's bear.
It was really early in the morning, if I remember correctly from when I was watching it. Ad, you actually rolled Renee for perception, and if you
And I
see a
missed
bear,
it.
and you missed it, like you just missed the fact that there's a giant bear in front of you.
I have a weird note of got peppers for her.
Papers.
Papers?
Papers?
Papers, yeah.
Papers.
Papers.
Okay.
Oh, because how would you get a bear in Greyhawk?
Well,
Oh, that's right. Got papers for her. Went to talk to Rat Catchers Guild. Man, it seems so long ago.
It was long
Bubbles
ago.
is also a member of the Rat Catchers Guild.
Yep.
It was 6 months ago, but in reality, it feels like only a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you guys went down the
I
sewers,
mean, that was
Euchariah stayed
day
up with
4
Bubbles.
of Greyhawk. Day 5. Day 5 of Greyhawk.
Okay,
So it's like
overall,
a week and a half.
I think overall we've been in Greyhawk for like 3 weeks now, probably.
3 weeks
by now.
probably by now.
Yeah, you
But
guys are
it's
probably
been-
approaching about 3 weeks. Yeah.
We're over 10 days because we got all of our shit.
Yeah, but then it was travel time to finding the
Vialis.
hags.
Well, the hags and Vialis.
And then Vialis, and then to
Yeah.
where we're at now in Castle Greyhawk, at least probably total.
Well, Vialis was actually before you got your stuff, because you got your stuff when you
Okay.
got back.
Mhm.
Because when you got back, it was like 11 or 12 days. since you'd been there.
But overall, I mean, in real life, we've been here for over 6-7 months.
Yep.
Yeah. But in game, we've been in Greyhawk for like 3 weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like forever ago that you guys left Ulik and...
Oh, there's a white cat. I've only ever seen the black one.
Yeah, that's Sweet Pea, otherwise known as Richter.
Richter.
She has cerebral hyperplasia. It's also known as wobbly cat syndrome. So her head bobbles a little.
Okay.
It's a bobblehead.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you're doing a recap?
Yeah, so what happened last week, well, the week before you guys had gotten, a couple people had gotten killed, and this was basically a recovery. You guys were recovering after that, and then you continued on your way. You had fought a bunch of things. This time, we picked up right where you left off after you had beaten the
succubus.
The succubus and a half-orc warrior paladin type of guy. Kept pumping necrotic energy into his strikes when he hit Marikaris. And Marikaris didn't like getting that. He does it to everybody else, but he didn't like it when it happened to him. And it would have hurt a lot more if he wasn't resistant to necrotic. So you searched it. You continued searching his room, found a bunch of things. You found a chest and found a secret compartment in the bottom of the chest.
I never did.
And you found this really nice looking robe with a bunch of stars on it, and there's like a star pattern and like 6 stars around the
robe of stars.
Yeah.
It does not say anything else other than robe of stars. Oh yes, I have it right here. It you get +1 bonus to saving throws when you wear it. 6 stars are located on it, and with it you can use it to cast magic missile at 5th level. And that, I mean, like, it had a lot of cool features. Like, okay,
too good to be true.
It absolutely was.
And now we're going to be gun shy with everything.
But you know what? It's like I did like the legitimate like identify cast on that.
Yep.
Which gave me like all the so this, I don't know if that's something that cursed items do. Like, do they identify as something else, or is this unique to this?
It's the first time you've come across one, so you.
I know. It's like I don't know how cursed items traditionally work. Do they mimic?
Rip or Renee knows this. That yes, but Klimbrum does not.
So to us, it was 100% fully legit, and then we even did a shuffling of a lot of magic items amongst the party.
Yep.
As well, in order to balance everything out, and it came with consequences, and I'm tired of like me making choices that have consequences to them.
So yeah,
then don't pick up books, spell books from guys worshiping tentacled gods.
So
it's almost like your character has a flaw,
right? And one of said flaws is absolutely, let's see here, I risk too much to uncover a lost bit of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like sacrificing 2 of your party members and friends.
We all have our flaws.
No, we do.
So
Klimbrum has hers.
So you
absolutely
put on the robe of stars, and immediately weakened and kind of slumped to the floor and got a far off stare as you lost your ability to really reason or almost speak,
exist.
Yeah, and you definitely lost all your casting ability.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
As your strength dropped to 3 and your intelligence dropped to 3.
Yep. Which is what you whispered to me when you came over afterwards. That exactly that. My intelligence and strength, which strength, I have a low strength anyway, but the fact that like my intelligence and strength both dropped to 3. So it's like, all right, well, that you just whispered that to me, so now I gotta really role play this.
You did a great job too.
And somehow communicate to everybody without like saying exactly what it was. You know,
that I'm now a toddler.
More or less that I turned into a 4-year-old physically and mentally.
Yeah, you role played it brilliantly.
Oh, I appreciate that, because that was coming out of left field, because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely like useless, you know, just being able to try and not get into trouble, not be a burden, essentially, and try and get you to figure it out. Like, obviously, I knew that something that, like, regarding that, I like all of a sudden, you know, made it happen. But getting you guys to realize it, reason it, and then we had to like try and figure out exactly how to resolve it.
Yeah.
It kind of derailed our entire plans for the next 2 hours almost.
Yep.
And like I said before, Chris, you forced our group to do something that I'm guarantee that Renee and Rich did not want to do more than anything. But you
honestly paying the fee to get you fixed, that was fine. Like, that cost was totally fine, because it was essentially the price of the diamond plus like $100 like casting fee.
Yeah. But it was the principle,
25%,
and the fact that you're going to those people for help.
Yep.
But you know what? Chris did throw us a bone on it, and he was like, maybe you guys want to go to the next room first.
Yeah, I mean, tried.
He tried to help us.
Tried really hard. Too bad the dice were not in our favor.
But honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't until I got both spells that I was fully back to normal.
Yeah.
So I don't think that even if Rich was able to cast, what was it? I wrote it down.
I have it here.
Greater Restoration, right? That was the spell scroll that we needed to do. Even if he did succeed and didn't fail that, I think that I was still feeling something that I was still feeling sluggish, and I needed something more, I thought.
No, he had cast Remove Curse on you, and then the Greater Restoration would have actually cured you.
Oh, I thought there was something else that I needed.
There was the either or.
Yeah,
it was either heal, which he's not high enough level for.
That's what it was. Okay.
And that's actually a higher level spell than Greater Restoration.
Yeah.
That's a 5th level spell, and
Heal is 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Greater Restoration's 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, which both of them he can't do, but it was one or the other that needed to happen. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they took the robe off of you, and you were still the same.
It didn't do anything.
So then they kept going, actually even beyond that room, carrying you along, and to see what was down through the next doors, and it was a couple of cell doors, and they found someone who was in a very similar state to you.
Yeah, we found Goober.
Goober. He has a name. I wrote it down. Hold on. What was it?
No, I'm glad one of us did, because I didn't.
Altamaic?
Altamaic, yep.
Oh, I did write that down. I did see that.
Yeah, he had the exact same thing that I was, although I didn't notice at the time.
Nope.
But you guys all recognize the exact same thing, though.
Yeah.
And he had a skeleton standing over him with a slop bucket.
Oh, yeah. Just kind of like feeding him,
yep.
Right? Jeez.
Skeleton didn't even move to attack you. Guys left the skeleton alone.
Because it seemed like his whole purpose was just feeding the
Goober.
The prisoner.
And the
statue
door
to hold the bucket.
and wasn't the cell door even unlocked? Also, didn't they just walk in?
Yep.
So he was in the same catatonic state that I was, which could have escaped at any time, but he just stayed there because again, same as me, just did not have the mental capacity to get up and exit the room.
Exactly.
That's how Phelan feels all the time.
So then they decided now with two of you, actually Phelan was twice as smart as you were. Over twice as smart.
7, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell, Russ's horse was twice as smart as you.
God.
But yeah, so you guys now with 2 people in that state, you decided to head back up and see if you could find some help. Figured you'd stop at the Wardens, who you did find out were legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was going on with that?
Oh, listen to that begrudging. Yeah.
You contacted somebody.
Yeah, I know.
How did you do that?
You know everything about me.
You don't know
I feel
me.
like we should actually role play like an evening around a fire.
She
we
went out in the hall and made a phone call.
Yeah, we have sending stones, don't we?
Nope.
I thought we did. Didn't
No.
we buy them?
We don't.
I thought we bought some at some point. Maybe
Nope.
I'm thinking of Critical Role.
You are.
Yeah. Critical Role, they had them and they gave one away.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, we do not have sending stones.
Okay.
But yeah, so you go back. You wound up going back
I
upstairs.
heard that, Bob.
And as you
Heard what?
Well,
I heard that snicker.
before we
And-
get to the Wartime Wardens,
Yeah.
we also found out that the
entrance hall reset.
it
respawned.
respawns.
Yeah, it legit respawned.
The War Wagon, which we propped up against the door, was moved back to its original location, and we originally repeated the same battle.
But we also knew this. Like, we did the research and we found that as it didn't matter how many adventuring teams had gone through, frankly, all of Greyhawk or Castle Greyhawk, that enemies always come back. They're not always the same, though. They were the same for us. They were still the undead.
Well, at least there. In the tunnels,
at least in that room.
Yeah, in the tunnels, you've heard it depends. I mean, it's not like they respawn. It's that other things move in.
Yeah, it's like, one adventuring party is like, oh, we had all undead. The next one, oh, we had all orcs. Or after that, oh, we had all Duragar or whatever.
Are you talking, Bob?
I don't. You're on mute. There you go.
No, I was just talking. I had to talk to my sister for a second. The mute is because Sweet Pea is also in heat, so you don't need to hear that. You don't need to hear that.
Yep. But we knew that essentially things come back. But yeah, we literally watched the respawn happen in that front room when we went back inside.
Yeah, we went back and kind of like rushing to get down before anything reappeared, right?
Yeah, because it was still like rebuilding everything.
Yeah. But again, that was a battle where I still had to play dumb, and
you were drooling on Octavian's shoulder.
I was a lump, and you had to put me off to like in a corner into safety and
playing patty cake with Halt.
Yeah, that's right. I literally just put Goober down, went stay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we had him to protect as well during that entire thing. Yep.
So then you beat all of them again, and you make it out. You signal the guy. He goes and get the watcher outside. He goes and gets the planks. They come out. They lay them across the pit so you can come out. You go in. You pay your fees. And
I know that.
So mad.
Clem and Renee were really mad about that.
Still am. Chris heard about it at dinner tonight. We're talking about it.
What happened at dinner tonight about that?
Our fees for Russ's second new magic sword.
Yeah, because a lot of that was that one sword.
Oh, the flame tongue. That's right. Yep. Yeah,
because the flame tongue's value is about $5,000 is is what I put it at.
Whew.
And that's actually probably a little low.
We paid almost $2,200 in fees. It's like fucking Ticketmaster. Nah. So mad.
And then, like you said, like the fees and that just pay for the greater restoration for both me and Goober.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine though. Like that was a reasonable expense though.
Yeah.
We paid for essentially the 500 piece diamond.
It's actually a
Gold piece
100 gold piece diamond for greater restoration.
For greater restoration?
Yep.
It should be 3 to 5 for greater, not
No.
100.
No, it's 100 if you look it up.
Really? I thought the
Well,
100
now
was
I'm even
for-
more pissed because then it's not worth it. You
Actually,
should
that,
just let me live in ignorance.
I thought the 100 was or is it 300 for Revivify?
it's 300 for Revivify.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, greater restoration. The spell component is diamond dust worth at least 100 gold pieces, which the spell consumes.
Oh, well, now I'm just angry.
Well, that's the standard price of 100 gold pieces per level of
No,
spell.
that's fine. They more than double charged us for the fucking spell.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
No,
they
he's saying-
did.
No, he's saying that that's standard.
It's standard. 100 gold pieces per level of the spell plus components. They charged you 600 gold pieces per spell.
Which is what that's the same price that the
Still
cleric,
infuriating.
the cleric at the church cured me of my blindness, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Greater restoration is about that same price.
Having a wizard sure is costing the party a lot of money,
Wizards are expensive.
especially for all the paper.
Well, he buys all
Yeah.
that.
That comes out of my
Yeah,
pocket.
Which is
your to get your eyesight back. Yeah, it was 60 platinum because I have it noted here.
Yeah. So
All right.
that's exactly what Chris was saying. 100 for
All
the
right,
component,
that's fair.
500 because the fifth
All
level
right.
spell.
That's fine.
But if we ever have downtime, now we have a source of income where Rich Octavian can cast greater restoration or heal spells or whatever to
Yeah, once he can.
to make some money.
There's two problems with that logic. One is if you're in a place small enough that there's no large churches competing, nobody's going to have 600 gold pieces to pay you. The second is if you are in some place where there are large churches, you're going to directly compete with basically the mob. You're going to cut in on the church's action of various different churches.
Yeah, remember, this is like the church in medieval times. They ran the show.
So you got to undercut them. So
man.
charge 300 and we're good to go.
So once again, I'm going to need the location of the keep, a copy of the key, and an introduction letter.
You're gonna have some guys show up and go, yeah, the high priest wants to have a word with you.
I'm going to make you an offer that you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, fun fact: today is the 50-year anniversary of that movie.
Oh,
I heard it on NPR this morning.
50.
50.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
50 or 25. 50.
no,
I
it's
think.
50.
No,
it's
it's not.
definitely not 25.
Not 25. Yeah.
And the only reason why Marlon Brando played the iconic character was because he heard like another competing actor was being considered for it, and he went, "Fuck you, I hate that guy," and he auditioned for it. It's essentially what the story said.
Wow.
So, fun fact of the day.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys got healed up and went back. Actually, bought some. You guys bought some supplies, I think, from them as well.
Did we?
No.
And crossbow bolts.
Yes.
Oh, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had some, and then you headed back inside. Did not have to
Because-
fight anything
But Ultimaic, who we also healed,
Oh, yes.
who we found, he actually knew of.
You found out he was a cleric of Macabre.
That's right. Yep. From Greyhawk.
Yep, from Greyhawk.
But
he had been kidnapped basically about 3 weeks earlier or so.
But he also knew the location of how to get down to further levels.
Yes.
Like he knew how to get to like a secret elevator.
Because he had been taken down there to be interrogated.
Ah, okay. So he was able to actually help us in that elevator room, I think, find like a secret room that went to an elevator that went down because the other one that went down was collapsed.
Yes. And you went down to another room where, again, the elevator shaft down in there, because it only went down one level. And then you got out, and there was another shaft that would have been where the elevator would have been to go farther down, and that was all collapsed. And in there was a statue that was holding a book in one arm with its hand outstretched, with its fingers spread out, well.
And with its hand, the ring finger had a green stain on it.
Yep.
Though I don't think we were able to really figure that out because I didn't see anything. I think we put a ring on there, but nothing happened.
Yeah, and in that room as well was a giant creature of sewn flesh and that attacked you. And that you had to do battle with and defeated pretty easily. And then there were a set of double doors leading out and then a single door leading out, and you went out the double doors and found a hallway like the one upstairs that wasn't really used, lots of cobwebs, things like that, no tracks. And you decided to keep going down that, and you followed that for quite a while. And then you wound up in a large room with 4 statues all pointing in towards the center. And you saw 3 shapes, large shapes, start moving in the darkness as they were coming towards you, towards Octavian's light. And that's where we ended things.
Yep. So we're probably starting with a battle.
You think?
I have a feeling. Good feeling.
I've been printing more walls and things like that, so I can build some things up.
And I got some walls and some floors for you as well. Couldn't do anything this weekend because this weekend I was up north the whole time from Friday to late yesterday. But I've been trying to print as much as I can. I think I finally got it figured out with my my new setup with the glass bed and everything like that, where it's not causing some issues. Again, it's just a matter of the time to be able to do it. I don't like to run my 3D printer in the middle of the night. I know that you do it for like.
I'll be doing that tonight.
Straight.
Actually, I'll be running it as soon as we're done with the show because I didn't want it running while Renee was down there.
You just use all night.
I try and have it during like my work hours traditionally, or like and at nighttime. I turn it off at night, but actually my program, what we use for work teams, is actually good at, because my it's actually like just like right here, like right next. Like right next to it, me. But when I'm on calls for my work, Teams is very good at getting rid of like ambient sounds in the background. So they can never hear it actually going off. So I usually run it between like 8 o'clock in the morning till about 8 o'clock at night. But I don't like to have it running in the middle of the night, because just in case if something goes wrong, I don't want it to like go. Recently, I actually had it run and I went off to go to a supplier for work. And when I got back, saw like it actually caused a huge problem where my print failed and all the material built up right around the extruder head. and it just melted and congealed all around it, and I had to carefully like heat it up and then peel it away and then scrape it off so not to do any damage to any of the other components around it, because it just became so bad. Because the first like 20 layers seemed to go pretty well, but after that it just all failed.
Yeah.
And when I got back, I was actually kind of worried that I may have to actually replace the extruder, but thankfully it's actually been okay. So I try not to leave it without it being supervised.
Yeah.
But it's going a little slower. I can't do like the big prints that you're doing right now. But I do have a fair amount of walls and some floors that I got going for you, and I'll keep it
cool
pace with it. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, the I've done 30+ hour prints now, and so I'm pretty confident as long as it starts going. I mean, yes, there's the chance that it's just going to spaghetti out, and
I would have liked it to spaghetti out, but the way that it did, and it just kept on building up layer after layer, like around the extruder head.
Yeah,
that's what worried me, because it was actually getting into like some of the components and the wiring, and I was worried that it was going to be damaged. If it spaghettied out and it just went everywhere, I would have preferred that, honestly, because it wouldn't have potentially damaged the equipment.
Yeah. But yeah, so this week, yes, you guys are probably going to be starting with a fight, which will be fight number 1 at least for the night, and then we'll see what happens after that. So
fight number 1 for the night.
Well, you guys have had except for last week, the 2 weeks before, you had 2 fights in each night. So
I thought you said we found a flesh thing.
You did.
Yeah, the flesh column.
Yeah, you guys. It was a flesh column. It was in that. It was in the elevator room.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
Must have been really fast, because I don't have any. I have my full HP and no spell slots used.
Yeah, I don't think you used anything, because it dropped pretty quick.
I actually may have rolled really bad on initiative and it dropped before I even had my turn. I think that actually may have happened. Because Grim, with his 4 shots and then pumping in his.
Yeah, you weren't there for our game, so Bob's in another game that I run.
Yeah,
and Bob and Renee are both in that. And
I don't want to hear. Klimbrum can never ever say anything about Grimbold's damage.
Well, okay, Rosalind is 3 levels higher though.
But that doesn't matter.
Renee's playing an 11th level rogue in the other campaign.
Yeah,
really?
I'm essentially a halt.
Yeah,
I'm an assassin rogue.
Okay.
And I critted on sneak attack and rolled really well on sneak attack, and ultimately did 50 points of damage with a single hand crossbow bolt.
What?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
She shot the troll in the eye.
I rolled 19 on sneak attack, which is doubled, because on sneak attack, even the all the dice are doubled.
Okay.
Because I critted, and then I rolled, I think, 7 on a D8 for the
No, it's a D6 as the hand crossbow.
It's a D6,
and then you get to
and
add
I think I rolled a 6.
Well, and you get to add your dex to that, so
yeah,
for the damage. So it's
holy cow.
Yeah.
So,
I think max damage I can do with a hand crossbow bolt is 13, because I have a +7.
So you essentially
you can't have a +7.
Throat.
It's something like that. I don't.
You have a +5. That's the most you can get, because 20 is your max.
+6.
Yeah, because it's a +1 crossbow bolt, crossbow.
Yeah.
So you can do +6 is what you have on damage.
So 12 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for that fight, I don't think that I got to have a turn, because I don't think that the entire game, for all the fights that we did have, I was able to roll any damage, because the first one I was a toddler, and then the second one I didn't have a chance to have a turn yet, because I rolled the lowest on the initiative. But no, looking forward to the next game. I think that it's gonna.
I'm really looking forward to it, because you guys are getting to a point where I'm really excited about it, because there's a lot of things that are coming up that you're going to be getting to that I've been waiting for. So it's
Renee, what has he been printing? What are we
Walls.
expecting?
Yeah.
Walls.
Just
Oh,
walls.
it's all been walls.
I haven't done anything on the resin printer in weeks.
That means you already have it. What
Yep.
what do you have that we haven't used yet? Oh, don't do that.
I'm sure he has lots of stuff. Plus, he has that ogre he needs to use again.
The Orog.
Orog, that was it.
Yeah.
Gotta be something. I figure there's gotta be something big going on here. So no, looking forward to it. Yeah, cannot wait for Friday.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, I was gonna bring up that whole Rosalind doing 50 points of damage with one crossbow bolt.
Shot him in the goddamn tear duct.
But it didn't kill him.
No, it did not. It hurt him real bad though.
Yeah. Hey, there's somebody else in the room with Pete.
You want to say hi, Jackson? No, come over here.
Hi.
Hi, Jackson.
Hey,
What's up?
So we'll talk to him when he gets back on, but I want to talk about him starting to get his boys into D&D as well. So
Oh yeah.
Got to start him young.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think you guys are doing a great job going through here. I was reading ahead, and what's funny is if you actually follow the adventure that I'm using as a base for this, you actually do get to Dungeonland, which was that whole thing that we were talking about before, which is highly based on the writings of Lewis Carroll and Alice in Wonderland and some of the spoofier things that were in there.
no.
There, and because what it is Dungeonland, which is what that actually is a pocket dimension that Zagig created.
Good night. Love you.
So
Oh, nice.
Sorry about that, guys.
that's okay.
No, you're fine.
Kids.
So
Yeah.
maybe then if we make it to Dungeonland, they'll really understand that this place was made by a mad wizard.
Zygig.
Yep. So but yeah, so that's farther on. I don't know that you guys would get to that point. I'm not planning on taking the module that far. Because this isn't I'm not actually running the Return to the Ruins of Greyhawk. I am running my adventure and using that as a basis so I have maps of the Castle of Greyhawk. And using some of the stuff that is trapped inside there,
So this is actually like a full adventure that from a different edition. Okay. But you're
That's
just
thick.
utilizing. Oh gosh. Okay. So it is like one full
222 pages.
and
Yeah,
that's just the adventure. That's not like a source book of any kind. You're saying.
Yeah, this is an
Well,
adventure.
it's-
Expedition to the Ruins of Greyhawk. This is a 3.5 module, actually.
Yeah,
And,
what's it designed to take characters from and to, like
8th,
level wise?
8th to 13th.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah,
So
if
we're
I
just
ran
in the
this whole
beginning
thing,
phases of it.
you guys went in there at 8th level. If I ran this whole thing, you guys would probably be about 13th level when you came out.
If we did the entire
if we
thing.
survived.
Yeah, if you survived.
But that is his like own like kind of like the Phandalin story arc where it was its own
Yep.
module, right? That took us from first to fifth that you actually followed in the very beginning before we went live in our streaming,
Yep.
right? That's what this is, but from 8th to 13th, you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just borrowing like a portion of it for the sake of your storyline.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Get off.
So curious, like the Phandalin one, that is actually a 5e module, right?
Yes.
This is a 3.5. So how are you actually as the DM, like, because I don't know 3.5, how are you translating like the battles and that into like, because I've heard you talk about things like what is it, Wacko or something? Which
Thaco.
Thaco, that's it. Which I'm ignorant to, like the old ways of doing it, because I'm only 5e.
Yeah.
But you've mentioned before, like those type of terms, and the way that it was done before doesn't exactly translate directly to 5e. So you're doing all this work on your own to figure out all the battles, right?
Yeah. So basically, I'm using this as a guide and taking and putting, kind of updating it to 5e. So most of these creatures still exist in 5e. So all I have to do is just look them up in D&D Beyond and just use those stats instead of what's in the book.
Okay.
Now, a lot of things have changed. Like there's a lot of multi-class characters in here, or characters with certain levels, things like that. And so I've been still working with that, but with the new 5e system. So like the that guy that you fought, he was a like that one half orc. He's like I think he was like a 6th level fighter, 3rd level blackguard or something like that, which was kind of like an anti-paladin type of thing. Like it was like an evil paladin version. So instead, I just made him a fighter paladin combo.
Okay.
And some of the guys that you fought have been fighters. Some of them have been rogues. You fought sorcerers in the past. So I mean, I'm still, you guys are fighting some. There was the one monk that you guys ran into that unfortunately Klimbrum didn't get to do her monk fight, but yeah. So there are other classes that you guys have run into barbarians, things like that.
You have to, but their stats though, you have to, like, some of them you have to translate.
I do.
Like AC, HP, I'm guessing, and even like some abilities you have to figure out. Like, do it on your own. Make it to the 5e, right?
Yeah, any of the big bad villains, I take the basis for what they are in the book and then recreate them as 5e characters. And then print them out and use them in game. As far as the
one that you did for the Orog that you just kind of threw off to the side after.
Yeah, that's why I had all those sheets and I just went, oh, don't need that, because I had created him. He was I think 5th level fighter, something like that. Or no, he was a barbarian. He was a 6th level barbarian. That's what he was.
Okay.
He didn't get a chance to rage because it wasn't his turn yet. Yeah. You guys got a surprise. You guys got a surprise on him.
But that was one example of a character that you modified to bring it into 5e, right?
Let's see. Let me look up the feast hall here. Here we go. He was a 6th level barbarian in the old system, but the barbarians were much different there.
Okay.
They get like more hit points and things like that rather than getting resistance, and they basically would get more hit points and do more damage is really what they did in 3.5. So but yeah, so I've been doing that, and then mostly I've been taking the creatures from 5e and just putting them in. And in a lot of ways, you guys I've been having to beef them up some because you guys have just been walking through them. You guys have a really good group that does a lot of damage output. So I either have to throw more things at you or beef up what I throw at you to make it more challenging. You're on mute,
Renee, we can't hear you.
There we go. Yep, I realized that. We do have a really, really well-balanced team overall.
Yes. Especially now that you got a rogue on your team, you've got everything.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of ranged power.
Yeah, I mean, but yet 2 melee people.
Yep.
One who's a tank and one who's not, but still gets hit a lot.
It's because you do so much damage. You draw attention.
I do.
that-
Yeah, that's the thing. I do a lot of little damage. I do a lot of like small hits, and it all adds up to a lot. But I don't get the 50 points of damage by critting on something.
Yeah, but the main reason you get hit a lot is because you're always in there long before the tank can even think about going in.
Yeah, well, it's
That's
not
'cause-
my fault that he's slow as fuck.
Well, and your initiative is way higher than his.
And,
Oh
and,
yeah,
and,
I have a crazy initiative.
and your movement rate
Yeah.
and your 60-foot shadow step.
I can move 100 feet in a single round.
Without haste.
Yeah, as long as
Without
she's in dim light.
Or long
Yep.
strider.
That is true. Like,
Yeah, we're long strider.
and that's always been kind of interesting. Is like whenever we have bright light, if we're outside and it's
Yeah.
daytime, or we are in a dark place and there's Lightbringer up. That's something that is constantly like have to be aware of.
Well, and
Chris and I were we're kind of rereading some things about like Lightbringer and also the Shadow Step, and I feel like we've kind of been misplaying it a little bit, but ultimately, like,
yeah.
I mean, you're the one who found it, Chris.
Yeah, so Lightbringer is a light spell. So it's 20 foot radius of bright light, and then another 20 feet of dim light. So it goes out in a 40-foot radius. So 8 squares all the way around him is lit up. But the 4 squares out around him are actually bright light. If she can get outside of that range, she can shadow step. So
I
whether
should
it's running
always
back,
be in the back of the party.
whether it's running backwards and then shadow step forward and then move, or running ahead and getting just out of it and then shadow stepping.
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem is that yes, you can move that fast, but then you're effectively splitting the party at that point. That's how you get hit so much is you
Yeah,
get in there
I'm-
and start fighting things, and then all of its buddies come in from where you didn't see them and
Yeah.
Which has
pile
happened
on.
before, yeah.
But we all have our flaws.
That's true.
She runs in, punches first, asks questions later. She
At
has
least-
anger issues.
At least now you're less likely to have someone just drop a fireball in the middle of the bad guys while you're laying on the floor at their feet.
Yeah.
I am at least cautious enough regarding that.
I mean, we were dealing with a very tired and drunk Sydney.
I cast fireball. You what?
I almost didn't say anything just because I wanted to see how it played out. But I adore Klimbrum. And I don't want to lose her. Rosalind, like, I really like Rosalind too, but I can roll up a new character. But I adore Klimbrum.
But yeah, so you guys haven't found anything that you're looking for yet.
No, we have not. We
I
found a
actually
lot
just
of- a lot of
updated
different
the
things.
inventory too.
What was that, Pete?
I said, no, we have not. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, we haven't found any books. We haven't found the sword.
Sword of
And-
Chaos, right?
Yeah.
Blade of
And-
Chaos.
Blade of Chaos.
And we have our own vendetta against some orcs.
Well, the
orcs
seem-
also took the
Ha-
Blade of Chaos.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't call it a vendetta in my case. It's just they need to die.
Yeah, well, that's Octavian
Well,
too. Like,
and you guys don't even know actually if there's any why they're here and or anything either. So
yeah,
or even who they're working for.
yeah. Well, that was the thing. So I made this point like in game when we were getting Eucharia and Goober fixed. Of like, look, I just laid out the facts, and then Marikaris accused me of being very how do you put it, accusatory. Like, no, I'm just laying out facts. We were following orcs. Their tracks are going directly to this tower. This is supposedly the only entrance. So either you're working with orcs and these orcs that are apparently mobilizing because we found many provisions and many evidence that they are stocking up to essentially invade Greyhawk or attack Greyhawk in some fashion. So you're either working with them, or your outlook or your post is really bad at his job. Either way, this is of a great concern to everybody.
Actually, I think I figured out their plan. They're going to sell cheap insurance, cheap wagon insurance in Greyhawk because, you know, their leader is the general.
Oh.
Oh.
That took me a minute.
God damn it, Bob.
You're welcome.
Wow, Bob.
Uh,
I love bad dad jokes too, but man, that was bad.
Grimbold figured it out. Sweet. Oh.
But yeah. And like they keep claiming we haven't seen any orcs. We haven't seen any orcs. Really, because we followed these tracks to the front door. The same orc tracks we've been following for the last couple of kilometers. Like,
And
come on.
they had 12 horses with them when we first went down.
Yeah.
How do you miss 12 horses riding over the boards into the tower?
Supposedly the only entrance to the tower.
the only entrance.
That's what makes me angry. And then on top of it, I have to pay them 25%. Which, as a monk, shouldn't fucking matter to me. But Klimbrum is still a dwarf.
You're a scribe, right? Or
it would be better. It would be better if it was 25% on a bunch of magic items for the rest of us. But no, so far it's been one really highly magical sword for our paladin.
Where the entire reason why we're here is to get
Exactly.
a discount on a really awesome sword.
No, we're also here because of our main quest, which we found out. Rosalind contacted me.
Oh, that is true. Yeah,
Or
he
Rosalind,
contacted
I'm
us
sorry.
prior.
Rosalind, yeah.
Rosalind, I'm sorry. Rosalind contacted me saying that there is a book or diary.
That's quest number 4, to find the staff. Or the another book
It's
with
a book to
reference
find
and
the
info
staff.
to the
That's
staff.
actually only 3. There's only 3. There's 2 books and the
and the
sword.
sword.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah. But the 2 came up after we were already going in.
Yep.
Yes.
To get Russ's discount.
Yep. Yeah, no, the only winner in this is Borislav. He's a true winner in all of this because, frankly,
He wants the book of alchemical recipes.
Yeah,
he's alchemical recipes.
He's making bank on this deal. Like, you know what? I'll forfeit 500 gold to get 5,000 gold worth of work. It's a businessman. I can't blame him. It angers me though. Like, no, we'll just fucking pay it.
But he's Borislav.
I do adore Borislav. I really do. I also love that that's an actual dude's name. It's fantastic.
Borislav Botev. But yeah, I'm looking forward to you guys finishing up the whole Greyhawk arc and moving on as well, because there's some stuff that I've been wanting to do for like years and years that I'm going to finally get to do. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, yes, that kind of leads into the next thing, because I don't know if you're going to have particular plot hooks that bring us to the next, step in the overall story arc, or
there are so many recurring villains he could just have pop up at any time.
There's one that goes
getting away.
There's one actually, Bob, that goes back to like our 4th game.
Glassstaff.
Yeah. Our very first villain that we actually went across, and like us newbie characters were just too darn scared to tiptoe into the room to do anything about it, and he just escaped.
We were 2nd level.
I know.
It takes one hit to drop us.
I know, but still, like we
yeah,
have
you
like
got away, but we were smart in that battle.
But
I know.
not if you punch the wizard in the face. He doesn't get that hit then.
Well, that's the thing. He was like 60 feet away.
Yeah.
and we're all like, rehold our action.
And then they finally did attack him, and he just went. I think Euchariah cast magic missile, and he just like took his staff and went, and all the missiles just went and just evaporated.
And then he disappeared. Yeah.
And he's like, and since then Euchariah's like, I want his staff.
Because he was able to like suddenly protect against magic missile, which shouldn't like be an automatic hit.
Yeah, he dispelled it. Which already tells you what level he was.
No, he shielded it. He cast shield.
Oh,
shield can actually do against it, so that staff can cast shield.
Gotcha.
Shield can protect against magic missile, yes. But we have reoccurring villains, he hasn't come back, but we have villains that have gotten away since very early on.
I need to make that list.
The villains?
How many?
Yeah. Away? I need to make that list.
It's a lot. Need to make it a nice little notebook, cliff note form.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay.
Where I was going with it, Chris, was that, you also threw out the side plot hook, like, because we persisted so much about our, comrades that are no longer part of the party.
Yep.
That our party is purposely ignoring, and especially Klimbrim's character, who desperately wants to find out, and actually Marikaris, what happened to Phelan and Lauka.
We have no info. We can't go anywhere. Yeah. That's the thing.
I know, but like, are we going to, like, after this whole arc is done, are we going to try and push for going after them? Or are we going to try and push for the next stage of
If we get info, that's the shitty thing. We have no nuggets of information to go on. They left on one of these three ships. Two of them went to the north, one went to the south.
I know, but I think
do we go north? Do we go south? And where do they go from there? Yeah. We have nothing.
I know.
No info.
I'm just wondering, like, how far do we push before, like,
we just abandon our friends altogether? Well, we're not going to abandon them.
That's kind of the thing, though. Like, I how our characters are, but it's just the way that the game has actually progressed between our characters, like, in real life, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, it's hard to, like, not metagame knowing that Ian and Sydney aren't going to be coming back because they had to move on from our game. And by the way, they say hi. We had them over the house not too long ago.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard to not metagame knowing that they are not coming back. And so it's like, in game, like, well, why go bother and waste all these resources to go find these characters who are going to return to us? But in game, we don't know that they are our friends who were abducted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like playing that balance is really hard. But as of right now, we have no info, so our characters can't move forward on it. We have tried multiple messages to no avail. We literally have two of, like, the highest, like, underground networks of Greyhawk looking for them, one of whom knows one of the captees personally. So she wants to find Lauka equally as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Black Viper knows Lauka.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, who are recurring villains?
Well, you got Glassstaff.
Glassstaff.
Well, not recurring, but villains who have gotten away.
Well, villains who gotten away.
There was Glassstaff.
There was the Orcust.
Wizard and Succubus.
Wizard and Succubus, yep.
You got his name. It was Graynor.
No, I had to go back into the notes, but yeah. Okay. Graynor, that does ring a bell. No.
Yep.
and the succubus, which different
Yep.
succubus than we fought just now that we took out very easily.
The guy who turned into a fart. Did we ever get his name?
No, you did not. He was a drow. Black
Wasn't there
Spider
another
didn't
drow
get
that
away.
No, he did
No.
not. A critical firebolt took care of him.
Yeah, we vaporized him.
I think that's it. Just those 4.
I thought there was another drow that got away from us, but it was
Don't-
it
don't-
Oh, the
looked like a
hags.
drow.
The
Yeah,
hags.
don't forget Euchariah's mom and her sisters.
You don't know that.
You think I don't know that?
I know that you know. But
Wait,
Clifford does not.
You know that?
Yeah, in that game, his character went back to. It was very subtly done, but one of the nights
I
after
must have
we
missed
all
it.
went to bed, Grimbolt went out on his own and went back to the shanty town.
Really? I don't recall
Yeah,
that.
But Maudlin wasn't there.
Okay.
So I think he went there to investigate, and then all other transpondence happened via text between Bob and Chris. But he did say that he went out and went to what's the shanty town?
It's just a shanty town. There's no actual name. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
I don't think yeah.
That section had a name.
No, it's where a bunch of refugees still live.
Wasn't there another drow that got away, but we found out that it was in fact a shapeshifter?
No, he didn't get away. You killed him.
Did we kill him?
Yeah. He was in
Which
with
battle?
the Black Spider.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we got him then.
I thought it was like in a cave, like not in our very first cave, but the second one.
Well, no, there wasn't anybody that got away in Stone Tooth. You killed everybody there, and it was in the Kobold Cave that the fart guy got away.
Yeah.
That was right out. That
Did we
was
really? Is it really only 4 that got away?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, in
Only
reality,
4.
Well,
3, 5, 6, 7. I just grouped them together. No, 6. 6.
What do you mean 6?
2 hags, not 3.
Oh. It's 2 hags are evil.
Two hags.
One is a good hag.
Yeah.
and the well, and then there's still some other things that are going on though. Like you still don't know. I mean, you guys still keep bringing up the whole thing with Euchariah and that book and the tentacles thing. So
Book is dispelled though, and we got rid of the book.
yes. And Euchariah's
As I
been okay
know.
since then.
As far as I know.
Oh, we're still keeping an eye on Euchariah.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, we list. Let's tuck that in right there.
Yeah, just a nice little notebook, maybe with a quick sketch and kill on sight.
Or
Kill
Oh,
on
that's
sight.
what you. That's Climbrum's actual in-game notes where she has sketches in that.
Or Renee, were you talking about like something else that you were probably thinking of when we were on in Scant? Did something get away in Scant?
No, I remember it being before Scant. I remember it being
No,
pre-stream.
Scant was the Manticores and just a bunch of
Like Raiders.
raiders, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that you found were from the Scarlet Brotherhood. But you never actually tracked down that whole group because
Maybe that's what it was. We didn't track down the
Oh,
Scarlet Brotherhood.
That could be.
you're not going to track down the Scarlet Brotherhood. That's a whole nation.
All right, maybe it is just those 4.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just add them to the list because
They're basically, you might as well, they're basically like the Nazis of Greyhawk is what they are.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you can just add them to the list just as a general thing.
Punch a Scarlet Brotherhood in the face.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they're lawful evil. They're actually run by monks. It's a nation run by monks, but they are extremely racist, totalitarian, and they actually do a lot of colonization too.
God, Red Brand, Scarlet Brotherhood. There's a bit of a theme going on here.
Red is bad.
So how close are we?
I have punched Scarlet Brotherhoods in the face. Fucking Nazis.
How close are we to level 9?
You have no idea.
Ah, jeez.
Could be
Yeah,
close.
we're about level 9.
That's the beauty of milestones versus
Yep.
actual experience points. It's whenever Chris says we hit level 9.
I don't know.
When
I
he
have,
feels
I,
like
have,
it.
I have a feeling after we're done with Greyhawk or Castle Greyhawk, maybe.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, there's some things that I don't know if they'll happen this time, but maybe next time that'll be some triggers for some big events coming up.
Because I'm trying to plan out my my first 5th level spells to choose. Someone like Octavian doesn't need to choose, but like as a wizard, I actually have to pick 2.
Yep.
That I want, and I definitely want to pick 2 5th level spells. So I'm trying to debate which one I have the 2 in mind that I want.
Yeah. What are you thinking of?
I don't want to say it right now.
Okay.
I'll mention one, and that would be teleportation circle.
I was gonna say.
Oh, God, I hope so.
I was guessing that would be one.
The other one I'm still debating, but I have a good feeling on, and I want to keep that between you and me, Chris, until I actually use it. But teleportation circle, I feel, is one that would be definitely needed.
Yeah, so get ready for him to start buying a whole lot of chalk and incense too.
It's only 50
I heard he
chalk and
buys a
inks.
fuck ton of incense.
Yeah.
Chalk and inks.
Man, he better get his own bag of holding then.
But 50
Back holding's doing just fine.
But
Like, we're still okay.
it's only 50 gold for like the chalks and that to be able to transport.
Yep.
But you know, I should know the one to the very first place we went to.
The Temple of the Open Mind.
Temple of the Open Mind, because I actually drew that one before. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because it allows me to learn 2 right from the get-go. Hopefully the second one would be a Greyhawk one. If not, then maybe we have to visit a place with Greyhawk and get permission for it.
You haven't been
But
to any in Greyhawk yet.
No, we haven't.
But I guess how would that work? Like it says per the spell that I learn 2 automatically. So would the I figure one would be the one that I learned that I've done before to the Temple of the Open Mind, but the other one, would that be like a random one, or like something to keep in mind? Not to answer right now, but it says there that you learn 2 right from the get-go. If not, then when we're in there, I would want to, like, as soon as we hit level 9, I would say, like, yeah, if I don't know it, I want to go to a place in Greyhawk that learns it, because for 50 gold to travel between Greyhawk to the Temple of the Open Mind, yes, please. I think that we're all in agreement that is okay.
Yep.
What do you got against travel? Travel is great.
It took how many months or how many sessions to go from Temple of the Open Mind to Greyhawk when we decided to go there?
Like
It
2,
took, like,
3.
What's
At
that?
least 3 or 4 sessions, right?
What?
To go when we decided to go to Greyhawk from Temple of the Open Mind. How many sessions was it to go all the way down to Gryrax and then?
Oh, it was at least
all the way.
It was at
many
least
sessions?
5 sessions, because you had 2 sessions in Gryrax itself,
There you go.
because you did the whole thing with Octavian's family.
That there you go, Bob. 50 gold to save five sessions worth of.
You're talking to the ranger who loves traveling, and you're just gonna be like, well, we'll just step through this circle and we're there, and just be like, what fun is that?
But yes, so to answer your question, Pete, there's a good chance you can find some place in Greyhawk that you could learn the second one.
I figured as much. Okay.
Because, as the thing says, many major temples, guilds, and other important places have permanent sigils, have permanent circles.
So when we get back to
you've
Greyhawk, high chance that I'm going to be pushing for that.
You've got multiple places inside of Greyhawk that you now know of. There's the Temple of the Open Mind. There's
no, not in Greyhawk. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a Temple of the Open Mind in Greyhawk.
Really?
There's a temple library there. Yeah.
Oh,
you guys have been there.
Yeah, that's where we did all of our research.
Oh, I thought that was a different temple then. I didn't know that was related to the same Temple of the Open Mind. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I talked to like the head librarian, because he was actually trained at the Temple of the Open Mind, and with my former connection with the temple.
Okay.
And then you've got the Temple of Pelor, Temple of Feronius. You just rescued a cleric of Bacab.
Got a few options then. Okay.
Yeah. The Wardens might have one.
Fuck those Wardens.
And if we ever have a year's worth of downtime, I can make our own in our own little mansion.
And yeah, what, like 16,000 gold pieces or something like that?
Yeah, you did the math on that.
Actually, that's not that bad.
Let's see, 50 times 365, I think is, well, actually, I think it's 364 days in a year for that. 18,200 gold.
Whew, that's a bargain.
And 1 year's time. Because you have
every day, you can't skip, no sick days.
Right. You have to inscribe the circle every day for a year.
It only takes 1 minute to do, though.
Yep.
Still, no sick days.
It's fine. I'm sure that if we ever have a 1 year downtime, I could take a minute
honestly,
every day to do it.
That was one thing I was thinking about. So, like, when we're done with like Greyhawk and like we settle everything that we want to settle, like head back to our mansion, and then like, is there a way that we could actually fit in free time? Like, is that a thing that happens?
It can.
Because we're constantly moving. Like, remember how this started? Like, oh shit, I need to go back to school.
No, but Renee, you're asking more like from a standpoint. Is that common in D&D campaigns that you suddenly have like a year of downtime where nothing happens, and then there's a new plot hook that comes up like years later?
Yeah, you take out this dragon out of this area, and everything's hunky dory in your area for 1 or 2 years, and like, okay, yeah, like everything's cool. I'm going to stay and actually grow some food and make a garden.
And see, that would have been something that, had I done it that way, I could have done that between like the Wave Echo Cave adventure and this. There could have been like some downtime.
So like we could actually be getting the 10% of all profits of Wave Echo by now.
That's going to take a couple years.
No, they mentioned
that. If we had a year downtime, it'd be a lot closer.
I'm pretty sure they said it was like 3 to 5 years before Wave Echo was going to be up and running.
Still, it'd be a lot closer than what it is right now, because that was only like 3 months ago.
It's true. But I guess
they're still clearing out the bodies.
But is that actually common in like campaigns that you would have like suddenly like something like that?
In most of the games I've played, no.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Yes.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. Like no one is going like from one place to another constantly for like, you know, years on end and not resting or returning home and just kind of like doing their own thing for.
Well, and think about how much you guys have advanced your careers as adventurers and how much more powerful you've become in 3 months.
Yeah, in a really short amount of time.
Wait, so you're saying nobody chases hags for 40 years?
No, I'm just saying that most characters, once you start a game and a campaign, most DMs don't build in that downtime. And if there was a strategic point for me to do it in this particular adventure, I would.
Yeah. Like, actually, like, who knows? Like, Pembroke settles down with Donna a little bit and, like, stays in Greyhawk for a wee bit.
But you guys haven't had that chance because you've been in a race, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're searching for these items, and we're not the only ones. At least we assume. By the way, did we in-game, Bob, did we actually, like, go over, like, Grimbolt's, like, why he's going after the hags? I feel like we did, but I just don't remember.
Yeah,
We did.
Okay.
Pretty simply, they caught me on patrol one time and left me for dead.
Yeah.
And you've just been angry?
Oh, yeah.
Just, okay.
See, you think you have anger, or Klimbrum has anger issues. I hold grudges.
Yeah.
Forever.
Clearly.
Yeah, he's got bolts with their names on them.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I don't know if they're on the bolts. I know they're on the battle axe.
On the cross axe?
Yeah.
That's
Cross
something
axe.
that I have to say, that's something that you haven't had a chance to utilize very much, is your like nifty little like axe that can shift into the from one weapon to another, because you've always been kind of more on the melee side.
You mean on the range side?
The range side.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the range
Yeah.
side.
Well,
versus
yeah,
melee,
and he got the magical
if-
hand crossbow too.
Yeah, the crossbow just makes more sense in the close quarters we've been fighting in. The hand crossbow. And just because I can turn it into a battle axe doesn't mean I don't prefer shooting things over hitting things with an axe.
But
It
it's
just
something
gives
that
me
I,
the
like,
option.
almost kind of forget about, the fact that like you're keeping track of all your arrows, the fact that like you can switch it over if you need it and get in close range.
Well, actually, he can't switch because he's been
track.
Yeah, he's been using the hand crossbow, which is not the cross axe.
Oh, okay.
The cross axe is actually a heavy crossbow and battle axe combo.
Yeah, that's the one that was shooting 300 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the hand crossbow can't shoot that far.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
30 or 60 at disadvantage.
120, I thought.
Or max at 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus that's the new toy, so I'm having fun using it.
Yeah. Hand crossbows are great.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.
And sometimes pew, 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 pew.
Rosalind doesn't even get that. She only gets 2 at best.
Well, that's because you're not a Gloomstalker.
This
But
is
you
true.
get boom, pew, pew.
Yeah. No, just
or boom,
pew.
pew.
It's a big boom, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank God, I love Sneak Attack so much. It's the
Well, and then
best.
she had those fire and thunderbolts too.
Yeah, and I used a normal bolt on that too.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, could you imagine if I used that? The only reason why I didn't was because it was right next to me.
So, yeah, we'll be back this week, this Friday. So, I mean, unless there's other things you guys want to talk about, we can kind of start wrapping things up.
No, I didn't really have anything else.
You and I spoke at dinner, and it's stuff I don't really want to discuss with other members of the party.
Yeah, it's some stuff for later.
Yeah.
More specific for character building, or or like upcoming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Upcoming
Character building in that.
Yeah, some upcoming things that may happen in game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. I'm not sure where you guys are going or what you're doing. I'm not sure you guys know what you're doing. So
do we ever know what we're doing? We just go with the flow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. But yeah,
you guys might go with the flow. Klimbrum's tracking and trying to make points. Like the dude from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the board with all the lines and like the really crazy look in his eyes of like, This is the story. This is what's going on. Can you tell I'm cold as fucking freezing down here?
It actually been the warmer the weather gets
58
outside,
degrees
the
down here.
the colder
It's
it gets
cold.
downstairs. It's weird. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this Friday, 7:30. If you can join us, that'd be great. I know you guys will all be there. So
Oh yes, of course.
I'm excited.
I am too. So yeah, we'll pick up from where we left off. So I think
Awesome.
I think that's going to do it. Remember, you can follow us on most social medias. We are on Facebook, Nerds with Alcohol Show, Twitter, Drinking Nerds, Instagram at Drinking Nerds, and YouTube, Drinking Nerds. We are here on the Drinking Nerds Twitch channel. Russ and I will be back tomorrow night for. Russ couldn't join us tonight. He's actually in a murder mystery dinner theater thing, and they had an extra. They had an extra rehearsal tonight. So he wasn't able to make this, but he said he will be back tomorrow. He is good for tomorrow for our Nerds with Alcohol show. That'll be right here on Twitch at 8:00 tomorrow night. And then again, like we've said multiple times tonight, all of us will be back on Friday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Twitch to play some D&D.
D&D.
So. All right. Well, I think that's going to about do it. So everybody have a great night. Sláinte, have a good one.
Bye.